Do you like him talking like that?
I love it, and it trickles from the top down, and that's something that I don't think is out of reach by any means. I think it's something that, when you got a team like we have that's been as dedicated and committed as we've been since these new coaches came in, I think we're in a position where we execute and we do well and continue this thing, keep this thing rolling. We can be very successful this year. I'm more than okay with setting our goals extremely high. So.
You mentioned you and Trey, you come from two different worlds. I mean, he lost his cousin last year. How much did your heart break for him, what he went through? And is that a world away from your?
It's when something like that happens to any of my brothers, my teammates like that, that's not something that's easy at all. And I felt for him. He was in my prayers all last spring, and it continues to be. And it's something that's not easy. You deal with this. We live a life outside of this, and there's a lot of things that go on, a lot of things that happen. And that's part of dealing with adversity and moving on. And I think he did a good job with it. And,
How long have you dreamed of being starting college football? When did you?
It got real for me in high school when I started getting offers and things like that. This is what I really wanted to do in college, and then I think it started to become a dream, something that I really wanted to go after and do. And it's a blessing to be able to do it at such a great place like this. Just having the opportunity to be able to go compete for it.
Hey, Will, did you get, is it 43 pounds? Is that an accurate number or no?
No, I saw something that said I came in at I think it was 174 or something like that. I came in at about somewhere around 185, something like that, after the Army game. And I haven't been 170 since middle school, but I did gain I gained a lot of weight my first year, got up to about 205, and really in the fall camp last year I was pushing 210, but then I had that back injury, wasn't able to push a lot of weight in the weight room until really towards the end of the spring. Once I was able to do that, I worked my butt off and committed, like I said, to the program and to my diet and stuff like that, and was able to get up to 215. Feel really good.
Is that where you're at now?
Yeah.
How much does that added size help you as a quarterback?
I think it helps a lot in a lot of ways. I tried to do it the right way. I think I still feel probably more athletic than I did when I was a little bit lighter, and I just feel strong. I feel good. I got a little more zip on my ball, and I've been throwing the ball really well over summer and stuff like that. So I feel really good.
Well, how much do you worry about team divide and players maybe favoring you or Treon over another?
Yeah, it's something that you can't worry about. Me and Treon never worry about it. And I think a lot of our guys, do a good job of just realizing we're two really good players, that we're both, have an opportunity, and it's something beyond our control. We're both gonna, do our best and, put our, try and do whatever we can to help this team win, and whatever happens, take care of itself.
It became an issue with Driscoll and Brissett, but they weren't really close. Does it help that you guys are kind of friends?
Yeah, I think it's a very different situation, because the team chemistry as a whole that we have right now is very different than what it has been since I've been here, at least from firsthand experience, and before that, from what I've heard. But, me and Treon have a great relationship, and really with each other and with this whole team, and I think that helps a lot of this because we never had any issues with it.
And lastly, in your mind, what's it going to take for you to win the job?
That's something that, like I said, is beyond my control, but I'm going to do what I do in any other situation, and do my best to help this team win. And I've put in the work in the off season, and I'm more than ready to go, and I'm excited to get going, and that's all I can control.